Hello, pilots. Welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and it is Friday, February 3rd, and we're here with another live show. Last time you saw us was right before the new year. We gave away a lot of prizes, spun the wheel, but nice to be back after January, where it's been frigid down here. I know it's cold across a lot of the country, which is terrible, but I'm excited because that means it's time for some winter projects, and I got my next Balsa plane laid out on the table before, and I'll take you through that a little later on in the show. But we didn't think we'd be able to do it. Wes and Lori are actually at an event right now as we speak. So we weren't sure if we're going to be able to, you know, with the way the tech works, to get him out there. But we got him. So we're going to bring him in. And he's at the Imperial RC Club, where we were back in November for our Motion RC fly-in. For E-Jet, E-Fest, they're flying jets out there, so he's got the Eurofighter. A lot of guys are flying a lot of stuff. So we're going to start the show. We're going to head over to Wesley, and then we'll come back to me. So see you in a bit, guys.
Hey, guys, it's Wes here from Motion RC. We're out here live at the Imperial RC. This is the E-Jet Fest International. Number five. 5 years in a row. And beside me is Jerry McGee. He is the event organizer for this beautiful event. We've got a bunch of guys getting ready to go up and fly. We're going to give you a walk around today from out here, and it has been an absolutely beautiful event, and I can't wait to share some of this with you. Jerry, do you want to say anything to the guys?
No, just if you're thinking about coming out, come on out. Have a good time. A lot of beautiful airplanes out here, and everybody's flying, so that's good.
So, guys, we're going to walk around a little bit, show you this. We're going to make sure we cut over to some of the airplanes as much as we can. Of course, I'm doing this live off of a phone, so I don't know how much airplane footage we're going to do, but there is a ton of guys and airplanes out here. Now, it's only Friday. This is a 4-day event. Tomorrow is always the biggest day of Florida E-Jets, but there is still quite a lot out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk down to the end of the line real quick. We're going to give you a look down the line and show you some of the tents. As we do, I want to also get out to the field and show you some of the flying that's going on. Actually, there's a whole pile of guys out there right now, so let's start out at the flight line. Why not? So I'm going to flip the camera around for just a second here, and we're going to walk over here. You can see them all taxiing out right now as we speak. It's a little windy right now, but it is right down the runway in better news. So we got the man, the myth, the legend, Jerry McGee. He's taking off right now with his MiG. We got Tom right behind him with his Avanti. And we got another one. I'm not sure who's flying this one right now. Is that you, Doug? Let's see. All right, lower. Coming in inverted. Awesome. Nothing like being at an event, guys. Woo! Trying to keep up with these guys. Here it comes. They're turning into pattern again. And we'll get them all coming by again. Look at the concentration on Tom's face right now. Comes Mr. Tracy, knife edge. We got Tom. Woo, man. It is awesome. So I needed to poke out here and definitely check out the flight line. We have 5 pilot stations, I believe, if I remember correctly. They've been filled up most of the day. Here comes the high alpha pass. I'll stick here for one more pass before we go into the tents. Woohoo! Beautiful. All right, guys, let me switch this back around. So we're going to walk back over to the tents now, give you a quick walkthrough through some of the event tent areas. And if I see some cool planes as we go along, we'll stop and check it out. Speaking of cool planes that are walking out here right now, let me flip this back around. Look at this A-10. Hey, look at that custom paint job. Woo! Hey, tell the guys, what's your name?
Art Duffy.
Art Duffy.
Yep.
Hey, man. Well, this is a beautiful A-10. You do this?
Yes.
All custom painted up. Check that out. Florida E-Jets is always a fun event. They do a best scale custom jet out here. And this one's definitely going to be in the running if I had to guess.
I hope so.
Hope so. There you go. So let's keep checking out some more. Let's walk down here to these tents. So yeah, the criteria for best jet is you have to have a custom paint job and you have to do a scale flight with it. So let's just poke our heads in, take a look. Everybody's hanging out over here, checking out this tent. Say hi. 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 Now this guy flies big drones in real life. Anybody knows him. There's Miss Lori and Skip. And there's more guys unloading stuff as the day goes. They do have spaces available out here for guys that come out and don't have a tent or anything. They have charging stations, old free wing. This one's fun too. This is a Vulcan from us, but he's got it set up on 8S. I actually got to fly this morning. It's pushing about 150 miles an hour. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. And the only stipulation is it has to be electric out here. But, you know, some guys have taken turbines and converted them into electric. So look at this F-15, excuse me, I can't talk. This is Wally's. We got to see this one fly earlier too. I got a flight video of that. Hopefully we can put that up later after the event. Raffle prizes. Take a walk down here into this other tent. This has got a pretty cool nose cone. This is custom. He's got a Captain America nose cone on his Avanti. Custom. That's custom right there. And we'll walk over here into this tent real quick too. Take a look around. This is Jerry's area. This is the Futaba rep for the area, John Burden. He's in this area. And then we've got our Motion RC area. Guys have been coming out, checking out the planes. We've got the Eurofighter out here for guys to look at. And yeah, very cool. This is the Motion area. Like I said, looking awesome. A couple more planes. And the flight line, we'll walk back out there one more time, give you another look at that, and then I'm going to kick this back over to James here in just a moment. But here comes Tracy. For any of you guys in the comments that know Captain Tracy, this is one heck of a good dude, heck of a pilot. Come on. Hey, look at that bird. Awesome, guys. Couple more planes landing. So let me kick this back around. Guys, it has been my pleasure being out here. We've got 2 more events coming up this month. I will be at another one next month. We'll make sure to put that over on the customer community.
We lost audio. There you go.
Am I here? I was mute. I muted my mic.
Oh boy.
All right, I'll start over again. So we were losing their stream at the very end there, but glad to check in with Wes and Lori. So I want to thank them for for doing that, for being able to at least check in. Looks like they were getting a little bit of that weather, like we had that one day for like an hour. It poured and then it got beautiful. But they're gonna be filming a lot of things. Wes said somebody there has the Black Horse. Was it the Viper, the 120 millimeter, and they're gonna let Wes fly it. So he's gonna film himself flying that, and he's gonna be flying the Eurofighter. Finish up some of those videos we want to get out to you. I think he's gonna take it off from grass there and do some things like that this weekend. So those videos will start pouring out next week. But everybody hear me now? So again, that was in one of the things I was saying was that's in Mulberry, Florida, not Lakeland. I saw somebody make that comment. So that was the same place we were for our Motion RC fly-in back in November. We went live from there, or we did a lot of videos from there a while back. But excited to be back. So now, today, on with what's going on. I had sent myself, it was time to do another Balsa project for myself. Wes is currently just finishing up on the Black Horse Corsair. And then I want to get him some of the new batches, start working on some of the newer Nexas that we introduced. There's like new Mustang. There's few more models in there. This was from one of the first batches. This is the Twin Otter. And a guy at my field, actually, we filmed him flying this, and I've seen other people have it. But I was excited about the Twin Otter because I've never done balsa on the water. So this is the one Nexa model, I believe, as of right now, that comes, well, has an additional float set option that you can buy, and the floats look great. So it comes with it, and I'm just checking out the manual. Very easy to get them on there. I think I'm just going to build this up, skip the wheels altogether, and I'm just going to do the maid and everything on the lake and see how it goes, right, Alex? I mean, that's what we got to do if we're going to get out there. Go big or go home. So we could walk around. I pulled everything out of the kit, so I didn't want to do that, you know, on video. It's such a pain in the butt. But just taking a look at the fuselage. If you don't know about the Twin Otter, it's 72-inch wingspan. It's about 54 inches long when she's all done up. But this is how you get out of the box. And, man, they do a lot of work. Like, a lot of these Balsa models, they'll always say, you know, 95% complete. You know, and a lot of people will get these kits and be like, oh, there's so much work. But all the work that's already done is pretty intense. Like, they've already done the... They already did the hinging, comes out of the box done like this. This is all plastic windows throughout, and you can really get in there. Both doors open up with magnetically. You can get in the top hatch. We can take a look inside. And there it is.
Plenty of room for activity.
Plenty of room for activities there. And then on the bottom as well, the only other access point, but not really, I guess I'm going to use it at some point, but it's taped. But that's where the landing gear is going to go. And the floats themselves, the back part of the float will attach to the aluminum struts, the metal struts that you normally put your tires on. And then you just have two braces that come in the float set that are going to connect more towards the front here to finish it off. To complete the process. So I enjoy float flying. It's one of my favorite things to do. In RC, I always like flying off of water whenever I get a chance. Like Joe Nall, some of my best favorite moments are standing there on that lake and just cruising around. So if I'm going back there this year at some point, then I want to have a nice Balsa one. Now looking at the rest of the kit, how things come out. So you got a vertical stab. Now you're going to have to do, you know, they pre-glue the hinges on one side, I believe. Or they might not even. Let's see if they even do that. They slip it in. I hope they do. Sometimes I'd rather them not, because I always add a little dab. But yeah, they're pre-glued on one side. So then you're just going to have to finish off the hinging. And that's usually my scariest moments whenever I'm doing Balsa is the hinges. You just don't want to mess up on those. But that should be pretty easy there. But again, the covering looks good. Canadian flag on top. The horizontal tab, same thing. One side, the control surface side, has the hinges already glued to that side. You just got to glue them into the other portion. Now we got our motor mounts. So these looked kind of cool. The way they will slot in to the wings. I was checking out the manual. So there's teeth, like tongue and, you know, like a jigsaw puzzle when it goes in there, but that's going to fit right in. And I don't want to push too hard because I'm going to have to use razor blades to cut out certain sections, but that is going to get either epoxied or glued in the front. Twin engine. And then I'm going to figure out, because I don't think the rudders don't call for any the rudders don't call for the floats don't call for any water rudders. So I want to set this up differential thrust on the water. So I'll be excited about that. I haven't flown a twin with differential thrust in a while. I never did it to the big OV10 Bronco. But for this, to be able to turn on the water without a water rudder, because I always hated some of the planes where they have the long rudder coming off like where the tail wheel would be. That just looks awkward. And then the wiring for the servo in the float is always harder to see. So I kind of like when you got differential thrust, you can just turn the plane on its own, which always makes it work well. So take a look, nice cowlings. They will fit right over the top. And then I'll show you, I'm going with it would be this way, I guess. Yeah, so then however deep your motor is, that's going to sit there. And then they have the other pieces that are going to cover this, to cover the nozzle. And a lot of it comes in, you know, a lot of those coverings come. I don't want to pull every piece out for you. I'm just give a little idea of what's going on, and I'm probably losing audio as I walk away. But I want to grab some of my peripherals So for this one, I'm going everything as far as internals. I'm going to go with everything we recommend on the website. So I'm going with two 45 amp ECs. These are our ZTWs, which are a nice setup. We got Admiral GP motors. Those are the ones I've used in everything. Every balsa plane that I've built on my side, or that Wes puts in. And these should fit really nice. 950 kV. Let's open one of these. I'm going to open a nice new motor in a bit. What's up, Anders? What's up, John? John, did you have one of these? Was it you that posted? Somebody just recently posted their Twin Otter on the Facebook group, which apparently I don't I don't exist on anymore. People asking, where's James? I'm like, I just was in the video the other day. I'm still here. But there it is. So that's a GP2. It looks so small, right? When you take it out, like take the big box, you expect that to be there. But that should be perfect. Boom, right up front. And that's where the time usually is, getting the motors mounted correctly and making sure that all works. But I love the Admirals too. The blue always looks good. With that, and then as far as servos goes, 3 different types actually of your high-techs. I forget on the order which go where. Assuming my biggest ones will probably be for my rudder and elevator, and then smallest ones maybe for the flaps, the ailerons. But I got 6 servos. Should do the job right. On this one, then just taking a look at one of the full wings. Again, done beautifully. You're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do the hinging. But again, on one side, it's all done nicely. And then they do have nice guides and string through the side that's already mounted in there, so you're able to pull your servo wire through. And now that I say that, I just remembered I got to send myself some servo extensions, because we're going to have to get through there, and then I'm probably going to have to solder up a connection, three-way, like a Y-lead for my batteries, because I'm still not sure. I haven't gotten that far yet what I'm going to be running on, but I think it's only going to be 6S powered. Maybe, I don't think I need much more than that. Just supposed to fly beautifully, right? I'm looking for relaxing flights, some touch and goes on the lake, and it should be nice. But yeah, I think the paint job looks good. Everything out of the box looks great. And this one's available back in stock right now as we speak. So you can go grab yourself one. That looks good. Fits nicely. Look really well done. I'm excited about this one. So it's been a while since I built myself a balsa one. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be, hopefully by next month, I got this thing ready to roll by the next live show. That would be great. So how's everybody else been? Hope your Januaries were all good. If you're out there, what happened between the last show? Your fighter was known on the last show. Yeah, we just basically announced it. Then Wes went live a few days later to show it all. So that should be here shortly, which is great. And yeah, and we'll keep moving on to whatever's next. Hi, I'm New Generation Edits. Hey man, what's up, New? I'm James, and thanks for joining. James just started assembling Nexa L4 Grasshopper, first Nexa ARF, and very favorably impressed. Nice, yeah. We saw that one too. Gatterfield has the Cub, the Grasshopper. That's a beautiful looking one as well. Always a nice one to fly. Air Guardian, my January has sucked miserably. I'm sorry to hear that, man. What happened? You lose a jet? Or something worse? Your dad broke a leg? Oh my goodness. Did you fly your jet into his leg? Was it your fault? Or I hope he's okay. Vic, this month with what? The Wood Warbirds look great. Yeah, they do. Some of them do. Then there's a new 120 millimeter jet. What's the new 120 millimeter jet? Oh no. Happened at a ski resort. Oh, that's tough. I feel like people always get hurt skiing.
Yeah.
That's like, it's a dangerous activity. I've never tried it. New one. I'm afraid to fly it. Someone has a new one. Where's the B-52? I'm not sure, right? All the Bs are coming the last couple of years. So you need to start filling them up. B2, then you got this B1 that everybody's raving about. Looks good. Happy to see all the people who are fans of bombers, especially stealthy and, B1s and 2s, got their prayers answered in the last, 12 months. So it's awesome. January, coldest month in Denver history. Haven't flown almost 6 weeks and suffering major withdrawals. Same here as far as the weather here has been, we moved out here. I moved out here about 5 years ago, and this has been the worst winter as far as cold. Like, felt like New York here this past month. I'm like, why'd I leave New York to come to Atlanta? It's crazy. Even Wes was in Florida down there. It was cold for a while. So, AMRC it is. Unfortunately, the MiG-21, time to move on. And it was time to be, to make room on the production line for the new stuff that people know is coming, the new stuff that people don't know is coming. Eventually, you hit mass where some things that just don't move anymore the way they used to and just aren't worth putting on the production line get discontinued. It's just the way it works. So, yeah, sad to see it go. It's a great jet, though. If you can get one aftermarket, that's great. If you got one already, I mean, I loved flying mine, but I only just sold mine at that show where Wes is now, back in November, the one that was here. Thank you, will do. How can I ask for a plane I could buy for mid-RC plane level? Can I ask for a plane I could buy at mid-RC plane level? That's tough. You kind of know your own level at the start. Depends on what you want. On there. Air Guardian, just off camera, man, doing his thing. Hasn't had a reason to come on. He doesn't need to be here on this show as often. That's my job, I guess we'd say. But while we're here, so any questions on the Twin Otter, or while that's going on, put on questions. Let's get into the customer community because it is already about 12:25, and let's take a look at what happened throughout the Facebook group, throughout YouTube, throughout Hobby Squawk over the past month. Some of the best things that we saw. Now, Alex, that's what it is. I'm not seeing that screen. So I'm like behind. So you tell me what it is. I'm looking at you from there. Okay, JD Wilson shared the MiG-29. I remember finding this one. So this is in the Russian demo scheme colors. So we had a run of those come through, which is awesome. And he got some nice pictures of it. And I believe he might have shared where he just had an accident on the landing. Might have been his video or someone else did it. But, yeah, he just sort of stalled it coming in. He was running slow, and then it sort of hit the bush or something. But I think it's okay. But either way, the pictures look good, and it's always a nice livery. What is? I don't mind seeing it in that scheme. I do like the digital camo, though. I always like the original scheme that it's in. Michael Holder, beginning of the show. Wes is at an event for the first 15 minutes of this show. Here, you could rewind. It was him walking around Mulberry, Florida at Florida E-Jets. So he just couldn't be in the studio because they're working this weekend, just having some fun flying.
We got Hector Medrano RC Nexa.
Okay, Hector, I think I might have saw a picture afterwards where he crashed it. I couldn't find it though.
Oh no.
I think on that maiden, I don't know why either, but it looks like a beautiful plane. I think this is the G. I'm forgetting the name of it. All these new Nexa ones that popped up, or a lot of the Nexa ones, I still don't know the name of each one. This is either G36, I think I want to say.
Come on, chat.
Or played Sirius something, but it's it looks really nice. And this picture, he shared a couple pictures of it throughout the month while he was there, but. Either way, that was a nice shot on its own.
And we got a nice shot from Harley Russell. The discontinued one, right?
Oh, yep, the MiG-21. But now this was in a thread. Somebody asked, post your pictures, make them look real.
Gotcha.
So, people were just posting up their RC. So I grabbed a couple out of that. I don't know where they are, but
Scattered.
I always love that post that, encourage more people to post more pictures. Seth Greenberg, James, what is Motion RC's fastest EDF? I don't know. There's so many of them are so close. F5 is up there. The Mirage is up there. The Vulcan is definitely up there. but it all depends on your altitude, the weather, the wind that day, the batteries you're using. There's so many factors in it. I've never actually put a GPS unit on anything to actually see because I couldn't tell the difference between 5 and 10 miles per hour when they're buzzing by my face anyway. That's the Beach 36 Bonanza from John Killen. That's what I was looking for. But we called something else in the... I don't know. Do we have Bonanza in the title? No. There's another one that has a similar color in there, but either way.
All right.
Moving on.
Glenn
Davis, he's in there. Here's your heli. This one looks great, man. You shared a few pictures of your Apache, I believe. Yep. So that was a 700, or is it the 800 size Apache, if you're still there, Glenn? But that looks great, man.
That makes it look huge.
Right?
Yeah.
It definitely is huge. Yeah, the Vulcan's definitely really quick. Oh, yeah, and then we'll get there with the community. Obviously, in the past month, that somebody finally dropped the Cletus McFarland stuff. Yeah, man, Wes happened to link up with them, or they posted that video. They had, somebody bought, like, obviously Cletus, I had unbeknownst, was an RC guy, prior to doing what it is he does, racing and all that. So he grew up in the hobby. So I guess he either bought that B2 or someone did, and then they made that video. And next thing you know, all of a sudden we're like, happy to see them doing it. And we're like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go have fun with RC planes, Wes is close, happened to be close to him so he could get there, drive and spend some time with them. And they're awesome guys, man. And, I'm just shocked they want to, they wanted to showcase our stuff in some of their videos. So it's really cool. So hopefully they do more. I like that they do, they do the crazy stuff that we just can't do, I can't come on here and just, put 5 floats on a B2 and take it to the lake. It'd be great, maybe, but too much other stuff to do.
Is this Glenn's way?
Who is this? What was it?
Oh, with her tanks.
Eva Davis? Is that Glenn Davis's wife?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but Eva Davis posted. I don't think it is, but she just posted.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So she's got into tanks. She's got a lot of them. She might almost have as many as I do at this point. So that's awesome. Love seeing some tanks flow through the group sometimes.
You got a video, come fly with me?
So I was right, G36. I called that. I just didn't say Bonanza. To me, a Bonanza always has, because there is a version that has the V-tail. Like, I always think, when I hear Bonanza, I always think of the V-tail version. I think we have one of those, too. So it was like 2 of them are very similar but different in that respect. But those tanks look good. And yeah, the Leopard, Leopard is one that hasn't passed me by yet. Hasn't gotten through here, but it looks awesome for sure.
We got a video from Come Fly With Me, Black Horse L39.
Oh, yeah. So Black Horse L39 being flown by the Come Fly With Me RC channel. They do IR battles with the tanks, which is awesome. But he's got the Black Horse L39, I believe, electric setup on this. So another video where somebody put a turbine in this one, or a turbine of the Viper, which is 120 millimeter. Remember this, the Black Horse L39, this purplish, bluish one, is for a 90 millimeter fan, whereas the Viper that Wes will probably fly this weekend is 120 millimeter fan, if you're gonna go electric. But this sounds and looks like it flies great. We've seen them in the past. One that's something I've yet to fly yet is a Balsa or composite jet. I've only flown my jets in foam at this point, so I'm deprived. I'd love to eventually fly a Balsa jet too. But it looks like it flies beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
It just floats. The L39s in general just fly really well. I mean, the free wing flies well, so I'm sure if you got a bigger version of it,
all right, speaking of floats,
it's going to fly great.
Floats.
I did say the word floats.
Speaking
There it is. And this was Cletus McFarland. So if you don't know, I'll admit, prior to them flying the B2, I did not. This was a realm of YouTube I had never gotten to. But he did great with this, First play to take this model and then mod it up. If you watch the entire video, it was really funny. He started with 2 floats and it didn't even float, But then the 4 floats, I can't believe this worked. I thought he was putting it in for sure. But the fact that not only it took off, and then it actually held the weight on the landing. You know, just the way that's positioned, it ended up breaking its back. You know, it definitely fractured the plane. It's not recommended, but
That's too cool.
but it's too cool the way it hits the ground. You know, the way I thought it was just gonna. I thought it was gonna rip right off. I thought the floats were gonna stay in the first spot they touched the water, and the plane was just gonna continue on. You know, because that plane, honestly, you could land it on the lake probably and not do too much damage to it, as long as you cut the throttle right away.
All right, next up we got Chris Payne's.
Yeah, the turbine jet. Yeah, he ended up doing more mods to it, but that was just getting crazy. But that was really funny. And he just used foam tack to hold the floats on too. Yeah, but I think he must have got it into the foam farther up. But all around really cool. Now I wonder what they're gonna do with the A10, because they're flying that thing around now too. So as long as they do it, as long as they're safe on their own property, do it. You know, he owns a huge racetrack and stuff. So we definitely want to go out there, and you know, Wes got to fly around his actual racetrack. So we're going to expand on that. I definitely want to get down there. I'd love to set these guys up like a bunch of Vulcans with FPV goggles. And let's have a jet race, like laps. I want to be low, near the wall, you know, no fans in the stadium. Let's make it so he owns the whole place. So clear it out and let's have an FPV jet race on, that would be awesome. Everybody trying to cut the turns. Like, you've got to be a certain height and you've got to be within the width of the racetrack, or else you're disqualified. That would be awesome. Oh, awesome, Glenn. Well, tell Eva that's awesome that she shared it. And thanks for sharing, man. That's awesome.
Chris Payne's F16.
Chris Payne's F16.
Yellow and...
Oh, yeah, this was a wild... it looks like... You know, I've seen somebody do the inverse Blue Angels. Which looks cool, where the blue is yellow and the yellow is blue. But this is like, I don't know if he's going for Blue Angels. I really don't know the details behind it, but it looks really cool. Done as is. Just looks like he's missing some extra decals to finish it off. But just thought it was an interesting share. I never saw one like that before.
So I guess this picture comes from Cameron Clay, and this is from that thread also of people trying to make their...
Oh, realistic?
F16 with the smoke.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Had we shown that before?
I don't know.
I don't know if I never
That's
saw
the type
that.
of shot that you put in the March Madness. You do that,
Yes. That could win a March Mayhem tournament. Oh my goodness, March Mayhem's coming up. I got to start thinking about this at the end of the month. March Mayhem. Does anybody going to be ready for March Mayhem next month? 64 tourney of liveries. Oh, so NASA liveries what he's going for. Is that what it is? That makes sense.
So thankful for
That
the chat.
makes sense. Then, yeah, the chat corrects everything. That's what they're here for. They're part of the show. But that F-16 looks great. And there was another one that looks real too. I think we got John Killen. Yeah, he has that Corsair with like the trees and everything. He was in there. I always love that shot.
All right, next up is our buddies Black Star FPV. FPV in their Black Horse 120. Chasing it.
The Viper. Yeah, they're chasing the Viper 120. So there it is. That's what Wes is going to fly. But they do it from the air, obviously. Black Star FPV. Check them out on YouTube. They always get some really cool stuff when they fly. They make some really cool videos. But now picture that going around a raceway.
All right, next up we got F4 from our buddy Arca.
Oh my goodness. My nemesis as far as pronouncing names. I didn't even type the name on I forgot to put the lower thirds on there, but Arcadude. Oh, I'm so bad with his name. I can't even pronounce his name. If somebody can get in the chat, I'll post it in the afterwards. I'm
so sorry.
I'm terrible, but he flies the heck out of planes at his field and always has some nice videos. But this one, he was combining some onboard footage with his ground footage of his F4. Shared it out to the community. But either way, he's an excellent pilot. I can't even pretend to pronounce his name. I try. Yes, that's him. Air Guardian. How do you pronounce that? That's him. How do we pronounce that name? I tried in numerous videos, and I always butcher it.
Phonetic.
I need yeah, somebody phonetically spell it out for me, and I'd happily, like I know.
Thanks, Air Guardian.
Thanks. That's awesome.
All right, next up.
All right,
Steve
moving on.
Harrison's
Steve Harrison.
AF-47.
Yeah, this was in like the real version. Just, you know, it's a cool shot, and the livery's a little hard to see, but I just thought it was kind of cool shot. Does look like it could be real. I assume it's a real livery for an airliner, but all around just looks kind of cool. Next one up.
Have should I show the video or this picture? Let's go video first. Got Northeast FPV.
Oh yeah, Northeast FPV. This reminds me of something.
Yeah, this looks really familiar.
This looks really familiar. Wesley and I, it was a Spitfire versus a PJ-50, but this video is the Spitfire versus the original Eurofighter, which is sad to see because it's a classic now, a relic of the past. But it survived. What's crazy is they both.
I want to know is what happened after. It looks like
Both our planes landed and both theirs landed.
Yeah.
It had no nose, like it. They let you know they're there. But either way, cool video, man. Always awesome to get something like that because Alex was in the air with his drone, chasing when I hit Wes with the Spitfire or with the PJ. That was awesome. But really cool stuff. Check out Northeast FPV on YouTube. They always got beautiful videos between them.
All right, next up we got Rob Ellis Diaz and this beautiful Spitfire.
Oh yeah, the blue one.
Yep.
Rob Ellis Diaz with the blue Spitty. And now this was like a recon, a photography like drone, recon Spit version that it was like a real plane. Photogenic Virgin, I think it's called, or something like that. Photogenic. It's on the sign, but the color's great. Looks beautiful. And it's a Spitfire, so it makes me want to do that to mine.
Yeah.
But it's got the US, like, it's weird to see the Spit with the, you know, I like the Invasion stripes, but it's weird seeing with the US markings on it.
That's beautiful.
But either way, it looks beautiful.
All right, next up we got Nick Vesco with his A4.
Nick Vistico with his A4. Oh yeah, this was a beautiful paint job. It's A4, it's like white, right?
Yep. It's like he's flying in England. Off of the cliff.
Yeah, sorry. I have to look over at Alex's screen from deep. I could barely see them. I know what's in there,
Yep.
but for some reason, I'm not seeing it on my screen. Technical difficulty, but we're all right. So moving on.
Have it there.
That is beautiful.
Right. Rosnick.
Oh, Rosnick. Yeah, this was from the realistic photo thread in Facebook.
Gotcha.
Somebody's like, post them like they're real. And Rosnick had like, check this out. Boom. He had this pic and then the other one where he was chasing the patrol boat. But I always love that. That looks real. Like that looks like a real shot. And the fact that it's like a small heli with a prop in the water just makes it even better. Like you're filming a movie.
Next up, we got Matt Collins, OV10. In the
Matt.
Snow.
Oh yeah, Matt Collins OV10 in the snow. And I think he has some like weathering detail on it. Like he called it the battle hardened OV10. I think he did some weathering on the top and around the edges of the wing.
Looks like the edges.
Yeah. Looks good.
There we go.
OV10 with skis would look good.
Yeah.
That would work.
Got Manu. And
Oh my
I
goodness.
feel like this thing's always getting updated.
Have we seen the P38?
Yeah.
We have. We've definitely seen it. Is he updating? I was wondering if he was doing it.
Or
Was this the
UK.
first time? Because he, this is his effect that he does on his planes, and it's awesome. Some people say it's overdone. I think it looks great. It's so him, He makes all his planes look, it's a Manu job when you see it, and that looks awesome. So cool. Inside the canopy, everything about that
We got
is really well done.
Bergen on the ice.
Yep, Christian, you're in here. I think he was in here.
I think I saw him earlier.
They're on the, I love whenever they post the pictures. I want to fly on the ice lake. That looks fantastic.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, with the sun in the background. Absolutely gorgeous.
Got an F4 out there too.
And yeah, then you had the F14, I think. There was an F14 there, too.
started, yeah.
That's how it started. Then it was the
Now we're
F4.
looking at the F4. Another great shot here.
Love it. There he is. Christian's here. That looks like a fun place to fly.
Yeah.
And it looks like you can see now with that, put skis on it, take off like the wings so it doesn't have any reason to fly. You know, get rid of its ability to lift off and just skateboard around the, just skate around the ice rink with the EDF jets. Like if you had differential thrust on like an EDF, I bet the B2 just skimming would just skim the ice over the top. Like don't let it leave the ground. It would be like a hoverboat or something.
Now I saw this is from Kevin Haley, and I'm watching football, and I saw that they're bringing this show back. They're rebooting Magnum PI.
They are rebooting it?
I saw this helicopter on an ad. I was like, I know that thing.
Oh my goodness. If they do reboot it, that would be great.
So this is the shot. He's got the Willies with
Yeah.
the MD 500.
That looks good. Yeah, all the realistic photos always look nice.
Another realistic photo from our buddy John.
Well, that's Magnum PI, right? Yeah, that's what you said?
The MD, right?
Yeah, the MD, yeah.
So,
For some reason, I was thinking, why did I think my head went to like Airwolf. I'm like, they're not rebooting Airwolf, are they?
they might.
I'm like, I guess if another heli show gets made, that would be that would work. And then there's John's. We've seen that. Now he submitted that into. Did that picture make the March Mayhem tournament? I'm not sure.
Oh.
Might have been a different plane, but either way, looks great.
Awesome.
That looks real.
And then,
Like it's parked on a island in the Pacific.
got all the architects.
Oh yeah, and then this one we saw on the Hobby Squawk. Paulie Architect was back with this is like I forget what he called it. I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but he had a Crash Su-35 free wing, and then he added like Balsa and built out a different. Now I'm forgetting what he called it, what version, but he's got all the modded pics in there of how he did it, and man, he went hard. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. Glenn Davis said, Blades of Thunder will have a back copter shortly. Painting it next week. Oh, now you got my ears up. Now I want to see it. But yeah, if anybody knows what, I forget. I got to check the thread again. I just saw it this morning. I missed it. And then got it in the show. But check out the work he did there to sand that off and make it fit perfectly to what was broken. Sharp-nosed Sue. There he is. There's Paul. The sharp-nosed Sue. That's what he said. That looks really cool, man. Unbelievable work. Like how you fit it, like from that first shot where the canopy's on just like a rectangle box coming off to that final shot of it there. Unbelievable. I can't wait to see. I hope maybe somebody can film if you do end up flying it. I want to see that. I would love to see that. But that's a great combination of just some great ingenuity there. Did a really good job. That's like flawless. Awesome. And we're back to me. So now that we've gone through the community, what time is it? It's 12:45, so we got about 15 minutes left on the show. I'm going to move. I should have been doing this while we're going. I'm going to move this off the table for a bit. Sorry. Free up some space because the other thing we got in, which you guys saw, me and Alex got this out there. I was pumped when they sent me this. You know, I don't get the cars that often. Last one we had from Kyosho, as far as the Phaser series goes, was the Dodge Charger. But when they said this one was coming, I'm like, who doesn't love a 57 Chevy? It's like, I feel like 57 Chevy is the most, like, when I was a kid, everybody knew, but I always think, when I think 57 Chevy, it's like the flames coming up the side. But the Bel Air Coupe, like, you know, I saw it was like, it's like Biff Tannen's car or something from Back to the Future. We were trying to think of all the places. I feel like I've seen the turquoise teal, you know, the turquoise, you know, American classic in this color. And, you know, available. We took it out just to drive around. There, B-roll's going. Like, so we took it out. We were just driving around like the main street of our town here. And I just drove. I didn't even pull the trigger on the throttle. I just drove it with the steering trim, like so it would just drive scale. Because obviously it's quick. I didn't want to flip it and skim it And, you know, I was like, am I supposed to jump this thing in the video? I mean, maybe after I get the beauty shots, we'll take it out and we'll have some fun with it. But I don't see how you want to mess this thing up. It's supposed to just cruise. Your neighbor has that exact car? That's awesome.
You gotta get her to go take some pics.
I know. It's a beauty. But yeah, I was reading there were like 4 different versions of the, you know, of the Bel Air that year. You know, the coupe was just one of the versions. But I didn't realize I was watching a video, and I believe it's true. It seems like, you know, like they molded so the wings back in the 50s, like jets were just being produced. You know, the jet age was happening, and Chevy put the wings on the back of the car to sort of resemble the jets. So I was like, oh, that was an interesting little factoid, I guess. That's where the, you know, that shape, that iconic shape of. But all around, for what it is, it's awesome. 2S powered. Oh, Fozzie grabbed it. Nice. Yeah, 2S powered. And, I mean, she's super quick. And the thing about the phasers, you could change the body clips. You could put any body on it. So if you get it just for the tires alone and the, you know, and the body top, you know, the internals are, I believe, the same or just upgraded from any other phaser. So, you know, you could just flip. That's its beauty. You could always change the top and put any car on there. But, Anders, what are you That's so funny. But, it's absolutely beautiful. So definitely check these out because there's so many in the Kyosho lineup. And Kyosho, great brand. But real quick, while it's on the table, I'll take the, do I want to take the clips off right now? Yeah, they could watch. Yeah, they can.
Anders chat.
I know. I just saw Anders chat. I'm
I'll
laughing.
send that one through Anders.
Yeah, Anders, that one's going to remain hidden
We're gonna
from the
put you in
group.
Timeout.
My friend from high school and his father built one from the ground up. Nice. That's awesome. These seem like... that's the other thing I said. I believe like people said the 57 Chevys were like the first collector's car. It was like one of the first where people were, you know, in the 70s, people were buying up, you know, because there were so many of them made at the time, you know, and then started the whole muscle car and all that stuff. But either way, really cool. And then you can add with Kyosho, and I don't know if we have them on the website, but they do sell like light kits. Like their video, I don't have the light kit, but you could add headlights and tail lights, I believe, that just plug into the board inside. So you can really trick it out, make it a little more scale. I will say the only thing I wish, you know, they would do, and I believe another they said do is just like for a car like this, there should be a way where the top should be able to just click in, and you don't need to do the whole C-clip, especially a car like this. Like C-clips are obviously important. If you're jumping them for crazy cars, that'll hold. I trust that more. But for a car that you don't want to jump, you don't want to kill this thing, you want to, you know, you want to drive it around and cruise. Like this one you bring to a show, you drive it around on the ground. You take it outside. We were driving up and down Main Street, and just random people were walking by. Like, that is really cool because they don't see anything like that any day, you know. But it would be nice if the body clips could be hidden on something like this. But no harm, no foul. They got so many others, and it looks great either way. Just fresh out of the box. It looks really good. Put some fuzzy dice in it. Yeah, for sure. Ayo.
Hydraulics.
Magnets do the trick, yeah. I guess, I mean, if you match the paint, well, back here you wouldn't even see because it's through the window. But here you just have to, you could fill it in, match the paint, and magnet it. That would work too. And the other thing I was thinking of doing, I believe Kyosho might sell them, but white walls. I want some white walls on this baby. So I may just do it with white paint. Do it myself. But either way, it looks really cool. So that is the Kyosho 57 Chevy, and there's always new additions. You know, if you guys are into Surface, you know, obviously subscribe to our email because I throw that stuff whenever there's new stuff. I like to get in the email if it's new on the website, and check it from time to time because there's always a lot of stuff coming in, cool stuff, whether it's tanks or anything like that. Always looks good. So now it is 12:50, and then I did put RC helicopters in there because I do have some of what we're doing over here. So while Wes is working on some of the planes, in between building this, I got a few of the rotor scale helis that I don't know who not. If you're looking for like backyard flyers, check out some of the newer ones that we got. at Motion C129. We got the FO3, all different size helis. Now this one's it. This is the C186. I don't know. Well, Glenn Davis in the chat, so he'll know exactly, what heli this is. But interesting enough, I found out that Wes told me that Cletus McFarlane is a heli pilot in real life. I guess he's a real pilot, and he owns this heli in real life. So I think we sent one out to him, so maybe he could fly this heli inside the real version of the heli. But these are some, RTR helis, and then there's like a really big one. I got a 350 size that came in. I didn't even realize how big this one was.
They sent you a 350?
They sent me a 350. But now, see, that's the thing. Wes, we had the heli guy that lives near Wes. He flew a few of these, and he's a real 3D pilot. And I think it made some people think that that's all they do. And all of these are gyro stabilized and are great for beginners. You could take them all to the 3D way, which I will never do because I'm deathly afraid of 3D flying. But I love flying, even a heli like this, gyro stabilized. Like I like trying to fly it just scale around the property. That's what these things are great. So I just want to open this box. You get my Benchcraft razor, X-Acto. Just got a little piece of tape here. There it is. I just want to see this bad boy. Size-wise, open a few of these. I do like, I'm going to assume, all right, this one's got 3 little boxes in a big box. So I'm assuming the heli's in this one. Transmitter in the other. That's a pretty good size. I guess. Is this a good guess? That has to be the heli, right? Right? Watch, it's an empty box. See this bin? Oh, it's a good size. This thing's gonna have some power. Like even a 350 when it speeds up. That's a nice size heli, man. That's solid. Yeah, it comes with the battery already in there. And comes out of the box ready to roll. So I'm going to put it right back in the box. And when you see the video, all I'm going to do is charge this battery, leave it in there. I'm just going to take it out of the box, plug it in, and see how it flies in the video from the get-go, because that's the most important. And then get it trimmed. I'm sure I'll be able to trim it out since it is gyro stabilized. At the price. And check the price on some of these. With helis, bigger is better, I'm sure. Needs to go bigger, but like this is going to fly infinitely probably better than the smaller ones, which can be scored. Same with planes though too. Like a lot of people will recommend those small, Cubs and ready to fly as like a beginner model. And I would say, I don't know if that really counts because it could be really hard to fly some of those versus just going up to like a 60, a regular trainer plane. Bigger is going to be better. James, you know how Steve Hodges is doing. He had some big helis, then he got into subs.
He sent me a message like 2 days ago. He got another corgi puppy.
He got another puppy. He just, he's still doing good. Yeah, I think he's still flying heli stuff, just sort of got away from, life hits everybody at different times. I'm sure he just got away from being, at the forefront. But we saw him at Joe Nall last year. He stopped by for a few days. They're doing good. If it's gyro stabilized, it's a single rotor drone and you're not flying it. You're not wrong at all, and I'm more than okay with that because they scare the heck. Even this thing scares the heck out of me. I will fly it away. Like something about a heli, I just, even looking at the real versions, like that thing doesn't want to fly. It can't even glide if something goes wrong. Like it just scares the heck out of me. One pin comes off and you've got a huge thing that chop your head off, which is scary. And yeah, they scare me to death. But I will fly these around just nice, and I'm gonna do a nice scale flight. Show people that you want to take it up and you could turn the gyro off and fly it without the gyro. But I'm only gonna ever fly it with the gyro, and just to show people this is how a noob beginner flies it, and that's all I might ever want to fly it. Sometimes you just want to walk outside and fly something in your yard.
The heli dudes are upset with you. Right?
They're getting mad.
Auto
rotation. I get it. But like I'm thinking like a pin's gonna fall out. I'm gonna lose a blade, and the whole thing's coming down. Like it's not gonna auto rotate if the blade falls off. That's just my weird paranoia about the big helis. I get nervous with the 3D stuff, not the scale stuff. Scale guys are good. The 3D stuff, when those things are, I don't want to be anywhere near them because they're putting unnecessary forces on things. You never know what's going to happen. Then we got the F03. This one we definitely have video of. So this is, which one is this? Is this 350 size too? Might be 250 sized. Which one is this? Let's see. Are you going to tell me what the size is on it? 345 millimeters in length. Huh. It's probably on the website. It's not on the side of the box. Looks similar to the other one, though. It does. The F1, and then this is the F03. Yeah. Little similar, but a little smaller. And this one's, I'm going to say, a little cheaper than the other one, just based on, you know, we'll see the other one had carbon. You could sort of tell that this one's going to be the more inexpensive option. So probably less features. This is 4-channel, the F03. But I believe Wes, the guy was 3D in this all over the place too. But again, another cool one.
Buddy Richard.
Richard. That's Richard. That's his name. Why am I forgetting his name? So many people named. Shout out to Richard. Because we also got to get Wes. Wes is going to start doing some... With Richard, they can help. They're going to start doing some of the bigger Roban stuff. And then the Firefox, which is a cool one. I like this one because for the price, I think it's less than $100. But this one does come with like 2 canopies and such. You could change the style. So in one box, you get everything as usual. But you get the orange canopy. And then you also get blue canopy and the blades as well. You could swap the blades. So like it'll come orange with orange on the top. And then it comes with a blue canopy, and they give you, you know, not only spare orange blades, but they give you spare extras blue blades. So you get a lot of potential in the box for something like this, which is really cool. Options, if you will. So you can have a few crashes and mess up your blades, and then get right back going again with it. We did a little filming on this, an early version of that, but now it's out and good. And then that C186 all wrapped in plastic. I'm gonna save that for the video. I'm not gonna open that up because we are pushing on a minute. Vario do One Piece. Scaredy catch it for sure. I've always been scared of the RC heli, the 3D stuff. Like I said, the 3D stuff. You know, like Delta Dart, he's here. I've been to a show where Michael Rosnick was flying over that stuff. When the scale stuff looks great, you see a scale Chinook like you guys are talking about, or an Apache when Steve was flying his. You know, the scale helis are nice and they look beautiful. It's just that 3D stuff always. As a cameraman, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Long lens, far away. If you're gonna be.
We were like 6 months into getting into RC with our first RC job when that story came out about the guy.
Oh yeah.
That, you know,
the kid in New York, yeah.
Pretty much, that was it for us.
Yeah, like I'm good on that. Yeah. But the scale helis, I have, you know, I would love to. I have no interest in flying them my own, but I love to watch them.
Yeah,
like, and it's like 3D planes. I have no interest in flying 3D. It looks so cool though when you see someone do it. I don't mind watching somebody who really loves to do it. I have no interest in doing it myself. Real life Ace Combat. Half James for the next contest after March. Can we do a scratch build contest? Anything goes for the plane but the electronics. I don't know where we'd find enough scratch builders to get into a contest. That would be awesome though. You know, sometimes it's hard enough to find 64 entrants for our thing. But we'll see. That would be cool. Why are some, is it for everybody? Like some people in the chat are green.
Yeah, it's new colors.
Now there's a new color. Like why is Real Life Ace Combat red? Does that have something to do with membership or what? Like, yeah, where are all these color codings? When did this happen? When did they not tell us? I got a scale heli, James. So guys, while we're in this portion, any questions, answers about anything we did today? While we're here, by all means, because we have a lot of stuff to get doing. I'm excited. We're gonna get some heli videos. I gotta start building these wings. I'm excited to get into this build. This Twin Otter looks great. And I think if I build it, fly it, I'll take it to Jonal, give me one flight off the lake, and then I'll sell it to somebody if they want it. It'll be great. You can walk home with a new Twin Otter flown and built by James. So it's going to work just long enough till it's out of my hands. I admire the skills to do 3D. I could never fly it, though. Just not something I'd ever do with my flying style. I hear you. Again, I have different strokes, different folks. I don't mind watching, like, we go to Jonal, we would see the 3D pilots, heli and plane flying together, like, you know, the helicopters tick-tocking or hurricaning around a 3D plane. Like, it's amazing what people do. Any new scale heli fuselage coming, Glenn? I do not know that offhand. Best question, I would contact customer service. They, you know, people there would know more than I what's coming as far as the nuances in the helis. RC Chinook about. See, now Peace is in pink. Why is he pink? Real Life Ace Combat is red. Glenn Davis is green. Will you give some discount F-22 Europe site? Probably not, Clemsy. Probably not, unfortunately. Any news on the Euro? Air Guardian, I did not get an update before the live show, but I'm going to try to find out. And get on Hobby Squawk. We'll try to post about it. I just want to know, because that was right between February or March, like Tom said initially. If they were able to produce them all and get them on the ship before Chinese New Year, they'll be here in February. If they didn't get them on the ship and they didn't get out the port before Chinese New Year, then it's going to be like mid-March. Something like that. So that's it. I was like, what's on your screen?
Yeah.
It's gray on. Oh, it's gray on his screen. That's
Man, people are really
interesting.
mean sometimes.
Yeah. Come on, Alex. No, you're really mean. That was really mean, man. I'm a happy guy. I am happy. No update on the website yet. All right, Vic, we'll update it when we might not know yet. You know, that's not I don't handle those kind of logistics. But I tried to get the information early this morning because I'm like, I try to think, what are people going to ask? And I knew that would be on people's mind, and I just wasn't able to get my answer. I should have asked earlier. But I'll get on Hobby Squad hopefully today. I'll have more word on whether or not it's here soon or not. So I'll be signing. Wesley, again, update. I want Wes to, because even he said in the last video he flew it on a 5,000, but he said he liked it on a 4,000 more. So I told him, well, you better get out there with a 4,000, push that baby back a little on the CG, and let's see the high alpha more. Now that he has the baseline flights on video, like, all right, here's your regular average flight. It flies. Now take it for risk. 'Cause that was the only one at the time. But now we can put it at risk. If it goes in, it goes in at this point. They're almost here. Now it's not a big deal. But I want to see him get crazy. I want to see him get dangerous with it. I'm sure he'll be able to. But all right, guys, that's 105 on the timer. How come I'm not doing what? The Eurofighter? How come I'm not doing the Eurofighter? Really comes out, I'm not as good a pilot for a plane like that as like Wesley is. You know, you're gonna get more out of Wesley flying it to see how it's gonna fly than you ever will out of me. You know, I'm happy to take off and land. I'm happy to do basic maneuvers, but like when I saw that, I mean, people want to see that thing doing this down the runway, and I'm not there. Unless you want to see a crash, so it just made more sense. You know, Wes is a tremendous pilot, man. I love seeing him fly more than I. But like, I'm going to fly this for you. If you want to see me fly, I'll happily fly a Twin Otter all around the lake, and we'll have some fun. But I'll get my chance. I bought my birds off, and that's awesome. Omaha, thank you. But, you know, I always said with this, like, it's not about, I don't want this to ever be about me. It's about the plane. So every thumbnail we do for a video is the product front and center. You know, even though YouTube apparently, you know, rewards thumbnails that have like someone's stupid face in it, like most epic plane ever. Like, no, I don't want my face anywhere near that. Like, I'm just a vessel, the plane, the car, the boat, whatever. That's so. But I thank you. But definitely watch other people who are better pilots than me fly a plane too. You know, then you'll be able to see its you know, for the planes that need, you know, an aerobatic plane. Like, I don't want to do, like, an Avanti. I can't make a product video Avanti because I can't 4-point roll. I can't do all these awesome things, you know, that an aerobatic plane could do. But, like, an AL-37, I'll fly that all day because it just has to fly straight. The B-2, sure. I could make a B-2 look scale. How do you make it look scale? Fly it straight. Perfect. Any news about 23 live show schedules? Made them twice a month in the end. I hope so. I suggested it last year, and then this Cletus thing happened. Wes got busy doing that, and we got other stuff come in. It's, you know, right now I'm still committed to once a month as far as this show goes. But like I said, like, I may go live now in a week or two if I'm doing something, putting this together. Like, there'll be other versions of live shows, but I don't have an update yet on what they'll be. Are you going to carry the Swiss or the Nature Air? Twin Otter. I love that. I saw the Nature Air. Actually, the picture of the one is on the box. Comes in a beautiful color. I'm not sure. I would love to get that scheme because I saw it on the... Let me see the box art of it. I'll show that before I get out of here. Is that the scheme? Yeah, that scheme. Nature Air. I don't know if Alex can see that. But that looks really cool. I would love to see that scheme, but
Yeah.
But the yellow pops. But that is a really cool scheme. I would love to see that. But maybe that's something you could always paint it. You could always call Callie. You could paint the covering on the Balsa and be good. But I just finished building my Canadian twatter. Setting it up now. I said it. Twin Otter. When combined. YouTube's gonna... I'm getting permabanned from YouTube now. But, alright guys, that'll do it for us for today. Thank you all for joining. Air Guardian, thanks for not forgetting. Or seeing that you're here. You always seem to miss them. But glad you got in today. And I thank everybody for joining us this Friday. Tony Jensen, Trish flies the Nature Air version. Nice. That's awesome. Do you have a video on setting up a V-tail? Setting up a V-tail, Biggs, I don't, because also, what are you setting it up on? Futaba, Spectrum, FR Sky, like, you know. Usually there's a setting in there where you can just put in V-tail and the transmitter's going to do it for you as long as you plug in the channels correctly. But either way, guys, then camera guy. Thank you all for joining us this Friday. We'll definitely be back next month. We'll probably be literally, like Wes said, he's doing a couple shows each weekend, so he might pop on live. But we'll definitely be back next month. And I hope at the end of next month, I want to have this. I would love to open next month's video with a flight on this one. So I'm going to get to work next week and try to get this at least all built while I wait for some of the few little bits to finish it off. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button on your way out the door if you can. That would be awesome. And, you know, if you see somebody on Facebook saying that I don't exist, tell them I'm here. Somebody on people on Facebook are saying, where's James? And I was like, I was in a video yesterday. I was doing live. Gave away $1,800 worth of goods last month. Like, I'm around. Come find me. I'm here. But either way, guys, thank you all so much. And we'll see you next time at Motion RC. Bye, guys.